Yo guys, what's going on? My name's Eclihpse, and today we will be going over 10 things that you may have not known about Clash Royale. So first things first, in case you did not know this, every few weeks Supercell actually does an interactive Q&A over on the Supercell forums and over on Reddit. So all of the questions and answers that I'll be reading in this video did come from Reddit. So if you want a full list to everything that they talked about, I'll have that below in the description. But with that taken care of, let's get started. So the very first question that Supercell answered is, can we go back to the old card release system? So as of now, Supercell releases a brand new card every 2 weeks, and I actually really like it this way because hear me out, pretty much Supercell releases a card, 2 weeks later another card comes out, 2 weeks later the third card comes out, and then 2 weeks after that we get the fourth card, and then once we get the fourth card we pretty much get another update. Now before this cool system was introduced, pretty much Supercell would release 4 cards at a time, then 2.5 months later they would release 4 new cards, and then 2.5 months later they would release 4 new cards, and as you guys can tell, it's just like a lot of waiting. So the question is pretty much saying, hey, are you ever gonna go back to that old system where 4 cards come out every 2.5 months? And the simple answer to that is pretty much, no, we're not going back that way, we're keeping things how they are, and that makes me happy. Moving on to question number 2, what are your plans on the gold shortage at higher levels? And pretty much this question is just saying like, hey, cards are expensive as hell, I don't have gold to upgrade, what are you gonna do to help me out? And the simplest answer to this is they have no plans in mind. So in other words, you're gonna be struggling for a while. Now they did say that they are releasing special events and they did tweak challenges so that way we can have an easier way to earn gold. On top of that, they did lower the prices of epics and they made epics requestable on Sunday, so they are taking some small changes, but there aren't any major plans to give us a lot of gold. Moving on to question number 3, it says, can we expect an easier way to recruit players into our clans? And Supercell pretty much said, nope, no plans as of now, but they did mention how they may change the filtering so that way when you're searching for clans it may just show like active clans, and the way they would base activity is kind of off of how many clan chests you have. So if your clan is constantly getting 10 chests, then your clan might show up more than a clan who gets like 2 chests, for example. And one thing which I think Supercell should definitely do is just add a global chat already. I'm not too sure why Clash Royale hasn't got this feature yet. I mean, I'm pretty sure Clash of Clans has had a global chat since day one. There's always people on it. You can recruit players if you want to, and overall I think it's just a feature that they are definitely missing out on. Now moving on to question 4, someone said, will we get an anniversary special? So for those of you who do not know, Clash Royale was officially released on March 2nd of 2016, and that means that Clash Royale will be turning 1 very soon. Now Supercell's response to this question did get me kind of excited. They pretty much said if they can get an update out before March 2nd, yes, let me repeat that, before March 2nd, then we will be getting a special anniversary update. And then Supercell said if they can't get the update out, well, you better keep your fingers crossed and hope for the best. Question number 5, will you guys add more deck slots to accommodate the ever-increasing amount of cards in the game? And Supercell's response is very similar to every other question. Nope, they do not have any current plans, but they did give it some thought, and this idea has floated around the Supercell HQ for quite some time. And one thing which I think Supercell should do is have separate decks for ladder and then have separate decks for challenges. That way each player can have 6 decks, 3 decks for trophies, 3 decks for challenges. Makes a lot of sense to me. Question number 6, this one is actually kind of funny, but it says if you could remove any card from this game, what would it be? And the person who is answering all of these questions is actually Supercell's community manager, so pretty much he does everything in the community. He's basically what he sounds like he is, but he said if he can remove any card, it would be the bomb tower. And I thought this was kind of funny because here we have a Supercell employee who's kind of just roasting the game a little bit. He says he feels like the bomb tower is isn't that good, and one feature which he said he would want to see is make it so when the bomb tower is destroyed, it drops a mini bomb, and that bomb will do damage to troops around it. And the way he said it, he made it sound like it would actually be coming to Clash Royale soon. So again, cross your fingers and hope for the best, because I believe this may be coming in the future. Now, question number 7, is there any plan to take clans to the next step? Clan levels, perks, etc. You guys get the point. And their response was they actually do plan on adding clan perks. Now, for those of you who have never played Clash of Clans, in Clash of Clans you can actually level up your clan. So for example, at one level you might be able to donate more cards, you might be able to receive more cards. So I'm hoping they introduce this system to Clash Royale sometime soon, and Supercell did say that they were thinking about it, so hopefully this is another thing we can see soon. Question number 8, what determines the matchmaking in challenges? And this answer is short and simple: wins. So if you have 2 wins and you search in a challenge, you're gonna find someone who has 2 wins. If you have 5 wins and you search, then you're gonna find someone who has 5 wins. Now, if you have 0 wins and you search, I believe you can find someone who has any amount of wins. Don't quote me on that, but that is how I think it is. Now, question number 9, will Supercell further fine-tuning the matchmaking system? So in other words, is Supercell gonna fix the game so you don't find higher levels, or so you don't find people who constantly murder you? And they said they do plan on fixing it, so hooray! Supercell coming in clutch, looking out for us players who can't hang in there. Now, I'm not too sure what they plan on doing to the matchmaking. Maybe make it so you find people who are your level, but they didn't really specify anything. So with that being said, let's move on to the final question, and that is, do you plan on adding any purpose for legendary trophies? Now, right now, legendary trophies just kind of sit there. There's no real purpose for them. You get above 4,000 trophies, the season resets, and boom, you get legendary trophies. That is pretty much it. Now, Supercell said they do plan on giving them a use sometime in the future, but at the moment, they don't really have any ideas. Now, some cool things I would want to see added: number 1, being different skins for cards. So if someone has a whole bunch of legendary trophies, maybe make all of their cards look badass, like make them stick out, make them look superior to everyone else. Another thing would be skins for towers. Maybe have your arena tower shoot like fiery arrows, maybe have your arena tower have like a different quilt on it or something. You guys get the point. And the number 1 thing which I would want to see legendary trophies used for, that is different emoticons. We've had the same emotes for the longest time now, and Supercell has said they thought about adding new ones, but we haven't really heard anything about those. So the number 1 thing I would like to see are different emotes getting added. Now guys, those are the 10 things that hopefully you didn't know about Clash Royale. Hopefully I could have filled you in there with something new / interesting, and I understand all of these weren't mind-blowing facts, but I did think some of them were interesting, and that is why I chose to share them with you guys. So this has been Eclihpse. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching, and peace out.